Here's what I walk away with more than anything. Despite his low approval ratings, he's still more popular than the Democrats.
Watch as Stephen A. Smith makes the point that despite some polling outlets having President Trump's approval rating fairly low, it only serves to make the Democrats look worse because they have no one that can even compete.
It is our opinion that Fox News needs to fire its pollster. And I won't surprise you with that. I don't think you're surprised that I'm saying that. But the Fox News pollster has always been wrong about President Trump. They were the ones that said all summer long that Kamala Harris was going to be the 47th president of the United States. So we don't acknowledge any of that polling.
He says, "You're powerless. You're just blowing into the wind." Ouch, burn.
So it's really the ultimate indictment against the Democratic Party because, again, despite the noise that he has made and despite unfavorably he's looked upon, the Democrats still can't beat him because you still have nobody to beat him. You don't have a face that resonates nationally. You don't have somebody who's dogged in their beliefs who happen to be able to resonate. We saw Cory Booker, the senator, who's been a guest on this show, speak for 25 straight hours. Not too many people cared.
All from the beginning. I will build this world from love. Yada da 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 yada da da.
We didn't know how long we would be out here, and now we have passed our 6th hour. All of you. And we're not going anywhere. I'm feeling strong. How are you feeling? Feeling strong.
We see Jasmine Crockett and AOC, speaking what they're speaking. Not too many people are caring. We see AOC going on tour with Bernie Sanders, and they're drawing some crowds. But here's the reality. Going the hell off about Trump ain't going to get you so far because all you're showing us is that you're not willing to work with him. And because you're not willing to work with him, and the Democrats have control of neither the White House, the House of Representatives, or the Senate.
Or Texas.
Islam is the religion of incest and pedophilia, where they bow down to a stupid rock and a false prophet. I will never let Sharia law protect us. This is a Christian nation.
Go back in your cage,
Go
dog.
back to your Muslim nation.
Go bark somewhere else. Hey, go bark somewhere else.
Try something. Ven por acá a la izquierda. We're rolling.
You're powerless. You're just blowing into the wind. The Democrats have got to win the midterm. They've got to win the midterm. Whether it's the Senate or the House, they've got to win the midterm. Because if you don't win, he doesn't have to work with you. Because the GOP is going to stand with him because they're going to be petrified that they'll be booted out of office by their constituency because Trump will work to turn the constituency against them.
All right, Patriots, let's break this down for you in a way that's clear, simple, and straight to the point. Stephen A. Smith, the outspoken sports commentator, surprisingly not screaming his ever-loving head off, is sounding the alarm calmly for Democrats, and he's not mincing words. He's telling them they better win the 2026 midterms or else President Trump will completely flip their voter base against them, with their help, of course. I mean, they're doing a pretty damn good job of that. Smith is saying what many of us already know. President Trump's influence is massive, and he's already proving it, like we saw just last night at Selfridge Air National Guard Base in Michigan. If you missed it, go check out my last video to catch up. This is all moving very fast, very quickly, and you don't want to be left behind. Now, let's dive into how Trump continues to win, is winning, why Stephen A. Smith is exposing the Democrats' panic, and why their dirty tricks won't save them in the midterms. Stephen A. Smith is warning Democrats that their grip on their voters is slipping because President Trump knows how to connect with everyday Americans. Smith, appearing on shows like The View back in March, and had said that voters on the left are desperate for someone who speaks to them like President Trump does. He's pointing out that Democrats are losing ground because they're out of touch, pushing policies that don't resonate with hardworking people. And Stephen A. Smith isn't a conservative either, but he's calling it like he sees it. If Democrats don't win big in the midterms, Trump's message of America first will keep pulling their voters, which then means if Trump's message is America first, does that mean that the Democrats' message is America last? Especially, folks, pay attention here, the working class and minority communities Trump will continue to pull into his camp. And this isn't just talk. It's happening right now, unless you happen to be a black woman eating hot wings and fried chicken in the front seat of your car, complaining about how you're not going to pay your student loans for the 2 degrees that you have that are definitely working out really well for you. Now, let's take last night's event at Selfridge Air National Guard Base, where President Trump marked his 100th day in office again on April 29, 2025. He stood side by side with Michigan's Democrat governor, Gretchen Whitmer, to announce new fighter jets for the base and securing jobs and military strength for the region. Trump even gave Big Gretch a hug, catching her off guard, and brought her on stage to speak. This was a masterclass in leadership. And President Trump showed he can work across the aisle while making Whitmer look like she's playing catch-up, sans the blue binder to cover her face. But the crowd saw a strong president delivering results, while Whitmer's own party criticized her for even showing up. This is Trump turning Democrat voters by proving he's fighting for their state, their jobs, and their future, despite all else. And it's no wonder Democrats are nervous. Stephen A. Smith is saying the quiet part out loud. Democrats know they can't win fair and square. They're resorting to fake polls, clickbait headlines, and manipulated narratives to prop up their failing image. But the American people see through it. Just look at what's happening globally. Canada's recent election, where Prime Minister Mark Carney's Liberal Party clung to power amid questionable internet voting issues, raising eyebrows. In Spain, green energy policies have led to massive blackouts, showing what happens when ideology trumps common sense, no pun intended. Democrats here are pulling from the same playbook, hoping to rig the system in the 2026 midterms. Remember the Wisconsin Supreme Court race, shady tactics and last-minute votes dumps raised red flags, and don't forget Susan Crawford either. However, the 2026 midterms could make those look like child's play if we don't stay vigilant. Patriots, the Democrats are scared because Trump's momentum is unstoppable. Listen up, folks. He's already winning over their voters by delivering results like those jets in Michigan, or better yet, the trade negotiations being a success, tariffs working as expected, as President Trump campaigned on, promised, and delivered.
All right, Fox News alert, 19 minutes past the hour. This is a look at the Dow. We just pointed out that there was all of a sudden a run up in prices. We're almost back up to 41,000 on the Dow here. President Trump apparently has reached a deal on trade. Howard Lutnick, the U.S. Commerce Secretary, on another network a short time ago said, quote, a deal is, I should say it directly, I have a deal done, but they're waiting for their prime minister, does not name the country, and their parliament to give it approval. That obviously would be huge news on the 100-day mark. We're bringing Larry Kudlow back for a comment on that, because this is obviously and could be very big news.
4 dones and a prime minister and a parliament sounds all like India. I mean, that's what Howard Lutnick, I think, of course, he should let the president make the announcement if he's going to make the announcement in Michigan. And you've got to play ball with India's parliament. But we've known for a while Prime Minister Modi, who has a very good relationship with President Trump and did during the first term. Actually, their fathers, their parents did business together many, many years ago. India, which is an incredibly tariffed country with lots of regulatory barriers on top of that, was among the first. I mean, I give them a lot of credit, slamming down their tariffs and probably working out a deal for non-tariff barriers. And it would be a tremendous feather in President Trump's cap. I'd love to see him announce it tonight in Michigan on the 100th day, et cetera, et cetera. But I just want to make a generic point, all right? People have gone crazy over the unfair trading practices, over reciprocal trade initiatives by President Trump. They have not given him a chance. They have not given him a chance to make the kind of deals that people who know him know he can make. And I've never understood this. I mean, we hear stocks are going to crash, the economy is going to crash, prices are going to go sky high, the U.S. Treasury market is going down the tube. None of that is true. None of that is true. Our markets had a correction. Who knows? There might have been a correction because technology stocks were overvalued and corrections were already due, and they used tariffs as an excuse. The point is, what we've done here, we have orderly markets. Our economy is fine, thank you very much. Let the president, he's going to cut taxes, he's going to deregulate the economy, he's going to produce more energy, and he's going to have a fair and balanced trading system so people don't keep taking advantage of it. This is good stuff.
Wow.
This is what he was elected to do, and he's doing it. And the first 100 days, I think, were a terrific success. I don't care what some of these whack job polls show. Good polls show how well Trump is
Well,
doing.
we could be.
It looks like the tariffs don't work crowd owes President Trump a big apology. Tariff revenue just smashed records. $15.9 billion collected so far this month alone. The White House says it's close to a trade deal, but in the meantime, the money is starting to roll in.
And while they're stuck with their fake polls and excuses, Stephen A. Smith is just confirming what we've known. Their tricks won't work when the American people are awake. Stay sharp. Watch for the big rig in 2026, and let's keep America first. Drop a comment down below, hit that like button, and share this with every patriot you know. We're in this together.
So they're going to march lockstep with him when it really, really counts. Based on what I'm looking at, he could lose some of them if he alienates them. He's already made the Supreme Court a bit suspect of some of the things he suggested, courtesy of all the lawsuits that have come their way because of these executive orders that he has signed and how that's worked out, because you got a lawsuit every other day, for crying out loud. But in the end, it doesn't amount to anything if you don't have a Democratic candidate anywhere who can take him on, or one of his surrogates that's going to succeed him in 2028, assuming he doesn't pull off, circumventing the 22nd Amendment, and he gets to run for a third term.
Meanwhile, Chuck Schumer admits out loud that he straight up refuses to believe the plain truth that under President Trump, the border is way more secure than it was under Joe Biden. I mean, come on. How can Democrats win with leaders like this?
On border security, the White House and Republicans are touting the claim that illegal crossings are down by 95%, godways, as they call them, are down by 99%, and only 9 plus foreign nationals were released into the country compared to many more under the Biden administration during the equal period. Is that not a sign that the Republicans...
I'd say one thing to you. I don't trust Trump's numbers.
Well, I guess if this is their voter pool, then maybe they've got a shot.
So, yeah, I made a video about me owing student loans, right? I owe about $150,000 in student loans. I got 2 degrees. I got a bachelor's in biology and I got a master's in secondary education with an endorsement in clinical mental health counseling, right? I said, so y'all mean to tell me y'all gonna garnish my check? I'm trolling, right? I made that video last night. I never knew it was so many negative people that would comment on that video. I feel like my video reached the wrong side of TikTok. Like, just laugh. I'm not mad about it. I haven't paid these years in over 4 years. After I graduated in 2020, you think I'm worried about it now? If they get it, they get it, don't. I ain't working in my degree because I put my kids first. I got a job that's going to accommodate my kids' schedule. But I was trolling. I thought it was funny. Like, I'm not mad about it. If you paid your student loan, kudos to you. You want a cookie? And to be honest, I feel like most of y'all that paid y'all student loans use y'all social media money. Y'all not taking no money out y'all worksheet to pay these doggone loans back. The interest on these loans ain't nothing but probably 7% or less. I'll pay my credit card out before I pay a doggone student loan. It'll get paid when it get paid. They in the firm, I think I'm good. But y'all too serious in the comments. Like, I don't even turn my comments off. I don't want to turn these off because y'all really doing too much. And they talking about you people. Who is you people? You been the R word now. I don't like them type of people. If you are, please get out of my page. Block me. Scroll back. You ain't got to comment. Then they talking about you ain't take an English class. Baby, I'm in the South. This how I talk. I know how to talk. I don't try to come on here talking proper. But I just kind of speak my piece. I'm eating my hot wings. They good as hell.
By the way, it's just 3 straight nominations where Democratic voters didn't get a chance to pick the nominee. The elites picked Hillary Clinton, the elites picked Joe Biden, and the elites picked Kamala Harris. There was no actual set of voters who felt like they had a say in this.